What's up, everybody? This is your boy Lucky Loco. Let's go ahead and get it cracking. Let's see. Beautiful day today, man. A lot calmer than yesterday. Yesterday was crazy. It was messed up, man. The winds were blowing like 30 miles per hour. Let's see. Let's get some people cracking. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see who the early birds are up. Let's see. I'm glad that I'm not the only one with the broken tail light that put together with tight, man. See any of my followers up? Anybody up? Anybody awake? Is it too early? Just had my first cup of Wakalapi. Getting ready to go head out and go have lunch with my lady. She's at work. Teamwork is dream work, man. A&B Native American cuisine wouldn't exist. Well, it'd be harder to exist without the support of a loving woman. So I think I should go through town. I was going to go around. Yeah, teamwork is dream work, and the title today is Fake It Till You Make It. For anybody that's been in sales, I went through training for T-Mobile, and that was their motto: "Fake it till you make it." Their thing was "Sell me this pen." And, I can't remember what it was, but it made an impression on them to where they hired me, and it was crazy. Let's see, nobody's awake, huh? Ah, oh, you're talking to myself. It's all good. But anyways, yeah. Let me see. Bill Martin sent me a friend request. I know who that is too. I think. Yeah, that's a person I used to know. Oh, Bill. You know, when you don't have nothing, people still try to take it from you. Uh, the whole. So let's get into that friend request I just got right there. Okay, so I bought this 300. Man, it was a piece of crap. I hate that car. Um, he was like, "Hey, the flywheel's out. The car's not going to run without it." So I don't know anything about cars. So homeboy was like, "Hey, uh, I'll go get the part. I'll charge you $375." So I was like, you know what? I was like the flywheel. So I went and got these other dudes. These other dudes went on there and they're ready to put the flywheel in. He's like, hey, the flywheel's fine. You just whoever was under here disconnected something. Mr. Goyo, good morning, my brother. Just talking about fake it till you make it. That was the motto for the sales when I used to work with T-Mobile as a salesman. So I was just getting into just scams. Jesus Christ, watch where the fuck you going? But yeah, just scams. This guy, he was trying to scam us, and you're like, we didn't have nothing. This is like before we had A&B Native American cuisine. This is when we're living paycheck to paycheck, and the paychecks weren't that livable. Like it was, dude was trying to scam us out of like, dang, Double J's got another spot, man. They started at the same time as me, man. Yeah, the mechanic. Yeah, dude. I mean, and he was like a close, people, my kids call him grandpa and all this other stuff, and he was still, calm the fuck down, dude. It's a freeway, and he's blocking me from getting on and driving real slow. But yeah, he gets under the car and was like, "Hey, you need a flywheel. So let's go ahead and get that." So I went and bought the flywheel, and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna check somebody else." And so homeboy jumps under there, and he's like, "Man, the flywheel's fine." He's like, "This is disconnected, so that's the reason why it's not going nowhere." I don't know what it was. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic person, and you know, after that, I just had no rap for the dude no more. It was crazy. It was like no matter, like I said, we weren't making a very good living. Um, like we were able to, doing better than some, but just wasn't. It was a really bad struggle, and dude still tried to take from us. That's why I don't bring him to family functions. I don't invite him to any kind of. It's just like, dude, trying to shake us down for your habit or whatever it is that you're doing, and yeah, it wasn't cool. Him and his homeboy, so I got no rap for them. Yeah, I just wanted to tap in, see what's going on with you guys. Appreciate you, Mr. Goyle, for tapping in early. I don't even want to be up right now, but there's a lot of stuff I got to go get. Um, yeah, I got to go get inventory for the pop-up event tomorrow. Doing a lot of business with Weed Co. And man, I am super happy about that, man. They're really big supporters of A&B and small businesses. Uh, there's this place called Catherine's Kitchens, and they hustle too. So what I'm gonna do is they came over and they bought some Indian tacos. And dude was like, he was like, "Man, am I tripping or is this the best fry bread I've ever had in my life?" And his wife was like, "No, this is really good fry bread. This is like one of the best, you know, that I've had in a minute." So all right, that's get into it, and then I start talking to him on a personal level. And I went over to his food stand when he was at Wheat Co. too, and the dude hustles. He has a whole crew, has a whole he works with this lady. Then there's a couple of their friends, and they all get together and they support one another, which I think is super awesome and what they need. And when I was doing the catering job for the war veterans, the uh, the war veterans, the place I went to, they have a whole commercial kitchen, like huge, like ice machine, like, just dishwasher, um, just the whole kitchen. It's huge, and it's in downtown Yakima. It's not, it's up. We already have a huge following. Catherine's Kitchen has a huge following too. And I was like, man, they're like, "Hey, do you want to take over this kitchen?" I was like, "Sure, man, I'll take it over." I started thinking, I was like, "Man, this is a huge kitchen to be in by myself for those 8 hours or whatever I'm going to be in there, because it's from after 12 is when I can use it. So probably like around 1 o'clock, I can open up shop, close around 9, and get it cracking from there, which is going to help, And then the guy was like, "Hey, he's like, he's a huge supporter of A&B and other and Catherine's Kitchen as well." And I was like, "Man, this is such a huge kitchen. I don't want to use it by myself." So teaming up with them and going to take over the kitchen, and then that's going to be half the cost. I stay out of my way, and I stay out of their way, and they sell what they sell, and they get on their feet, and I get on my feet, so it works. Because man, it's food and beverage for Indian tacos is a rarity, and I am Yakima. I'm finally got my foot in the city of Yakima, and I am selling out as fast as I get there. So I got to come up with the routine. I may have to get there earlier. It's easier said than done when you're by yourself. We've got a crew. what's going on. You know, some people got to support. Unfortunately, I don't have. I don't right now, but the change pretty soon because I keep going to Yakima and selling out. And the one that's a really big hit now is the Philly cheesesteak Indian taco. What's going on, Sean? How you doing, my brother? Mr. Goyo was in here earlier showing his support, and I appreciate that, man. Yeah, just talking about fake it till you make it was a motto at T-Mobile in sales. Like if a lot of it doing research on cell phones yourself, the speed, smartphones, just all this different stuff. And when I was selling with him, I was number two, number one, number two, and the salesperson of the month. That I thought was super cool. Um, my commission checks were out the roof. Like my commission checks were bigger than my paychecks, so that was pretty cool. And that was like one of the best jobs I've had, man. Was with T-Mobile, and it was fun. It was exciting. I didn't get up in the morning. I was like, oh man, I gotta go to work. I was like, man, I can't wait to get to work and go get that money. It was just exciting. Like it was. I didn't take no for an answer. Let me tell you that. I was on it, and I was appreciated there, and it was pretty dope, man. That was a lot of fun, man. I had so many free cell phones from the companies that I was selling, that I made the most sales for. I was number 13 in the nation of the United States for sales. On top of that, so that was pretty cool. You know, you had to push a lot of product to get on that. So you know, when it comes to sales, not shy to not that broke the barrier of where I'm at now. Is that job right there helped me get into the situation of not being scared to hear no. So when I ask somebody for something, before I'd be like, oh, I'll pump myself up, like, man, I gotta, ask somebody for help. You'd be like, man, can you help me? Or, hey, even like approaching women too, like when I was single, that got broke that barrier of hearing no. Yeah, what's cracking, girl? And you're like, oh, hell no. And someone be, hell yeah. But, it's, T-Mobile has really molded me into, um, like I was like, man, if I could make this company money, one day I'm gonna make myself some money. And I always thought of that. Like when I was at work, when I'd be cooking, I was like, man, look at all these meals going out. Look at all this. I was like, man, they're banking, you know. But then when you become a restaurant owner, you don't see the hours and stuff that you have to put in. You know, working at a place and running is a whole different animal. So that, there's a lot of stuff that I've learned from my failures too, like with the restaurant. JM, what's cracking? Hey, what's going on? Say what's up to Karma. So yeah, so it's yesterday I go out to the Weed Co company and I set up and I felt so bad because I should have known better because as soon as I got out the car, the wind was blowing. It was at like about 20. I was looking at like the wind speeds. It was like 25, 30 miles per hour. And I'm cooking with, for anybody knows when you're making fried bread, it was, I was getting flour in my face, my eyes. It was a bad look. I mean, but I went out there, I already cut everything up. I made my fried bread, pre-made my fried bread dough. And I go out there and the deep fryer's fine. So it was just, it was nuts. It was like, I get out there and I start cooking. And I try to cook. These people are like these people that bought from me last time I was out there. They're like, man, I love the Philly cheesesteak Indian taco. I want that. And so she orders 6 of them, and then the wind was blowing, and for the griddle to for the griddle to stay hot just sucked. Like it was bad. Like it was really bad. It was I, I told him, okay, 40 minutes, because I said I was going to be there at 3, but I was on Indian time. And I get there at like at 3. I was supposed to be there at like 2:30. I get there at 3, and I'm setting up. I'm putting the tent up. The wind's blowing, and I'm just like, man, I still got to come out here and at least try. So I put the griddle on, and that takes like 40 minutes to cook all this stuff. Usually when there's no wind and blocking the area, and I even put it in the area where the wind's not going to be hitting it that hard. And it was still taking forever to cook. I was so pissed, man. And then I was happy when people are like, I didn't even get a chance to make my chili for the fried bread either. Oh, see, what's cracking, man? Thank you, appreciate it. These are my $5 glasses. My 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 awesome hair, slick back. Um, but yeah, I get out there and I'm cooking, and it took, man, this the plate. They're hungry. They're looking at me funny. They're angry. I was like, man, I was like, I am so I was like 5 minutes, and I knew it was going to be like 10. I was like 5 minutes, and they're like, how long is it going to take? And people are getting like I said, I didn't have enough time to even make the chili, and it was just getting, and then the wind just kept picking up, like my whole tent that I had. I tied down to like this big old speaker that I have. I tied it down to the table, tied it down to the trailer. Had this other weight that I tied it down to, and was just it was nuts, dude. So the window, it's beautiful now. I roll the window down, I'm good. Yesterday was just, the wind was nuts. Really put a damper on the day, and people are coming up. I was like, I want Indian tacos. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't have Indian tacos. All I got right now is Philly cheesesteak, Indian tacos, and Sharon strawberry shortcakes. So I was pumping out the Sharon strawberry shortcakes. I sold out of the Sharons quicker than anything. People were like, well, I just came for the Sharons anyways. People, and then the Philly cheesesteak, like it was taking so long. This dude ordered like 4 of them, so I got all this carne on the griddle, the bell peppers cooking, and the guy was like, "Well, it's taking too long," and up and left. So I'm sitting there. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "I got all this meat on here cooking." This guy just left, but then more people were pulling up, and I was like, "Hey, look, I'm sorry. All I got is Philly cheesesteaks." They bought out all the Philly cheesesteaks. They bought all the Sharons, and I was only there for, yeah, like an hour, and all my fry bread dough was basically gone. Like I really have to come up with a system, because my following in Yakima is getting up there. So I'm gonna have to bust out the big deep fryer. I just have to buy this thing off Amazon Prime. It's a oil container that holds the hot oil, and it clamps down and holds shut, because this the one I have is a 10 gallon uh, deep fryer, and I can knock out like 5, 6 fried breads at once. Like, get them out, throw them in, flip them. You know what I mean? That's how I did the Taco Fest. And then Taco Fest was, man, that was nuts too. Where I was, man, making all that's how I got. Now that's how my business got the recognition, and people are like, "Hey, you were at Taco Fest." Like, man, that's where I recognize you from. And people, and it's cool. I'm becoming Facebook famous, business wise, anyways. I have, if you've seen, I have the logos on the side of my truck of A&B. I have have the magnets on the side of it. Rich DM did the artwork on the magnets. I just couldn't get the magnets done through them because I only got money at that time for that couple days. I was like, man, I need to have something on the side of my truck. And then come to find out, my car's aluminum, and I had to glue it. I had to glue the signs to the side of my truck. And but it's okay. Um, yeah, things are really starting to pick up, man, and I'm really excited about it. And this is the um, and then we're about to get a kitchen, commissary kitchen that we can sell out of, and that's going to be teaming up with Catherine's Kitchen, so at the expense of we can go halfers on the place. And it's like I said, it's a huge kitchen. I'm going to go buy that kitchen and go take a videos and show where it's going to be at. And it's not a restaurant. It's a place you can only come pick up food. People can't sit down and eat. Um, and I'm excited about it because, it sounds crazy. I know it's just me, but, and that's how it is for now until I can hire somebody and get things going, man, because this is, Taco Fest. I just got invited. I just got an email from the city of Yakima to do an event, and I was like, man, sign me up. I got invited to a couple other places, and it was just like it was crazy. So I'm definitely ready. I'm ready to go and get it popping, man. I am because for the experience I had in the restaurant and the quality of the employee, I'm gonna have to come out of pocket because I want somebody that's gonna stick by me, and I'm not even a hard person to work for either. It's just like, man, I just ask simple things like, do your job. If I see somebody just kicking back, I'm like, all right, well, it's time to clean. It's downtime. Let's get some cleaning done. Let's get some prepping done. And some people don't like that, so it's crazy. So, but I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm ready to get it cracking. I'm ready to do this. And I'm going to be at Weedco tomorrow. I have to go buy some more steak. I have to go buy some more bell peppers. And I made this, yeah, I was out there for like an hour, sold out, but that's only like one bin. I was planning on making like 3 bins of fry bread. These are 5 liters a piece of fry bread dough. It's pretty. They make about 36 to 40 fry bread. So you're looking, at $10 a piece of the Sharon strawberry, and then it's 14 for the messy Jesse. So I think might have to, man. I'm telling you, I'm located in Yakima. If you want to follow my page, it's A&B Native American Cuisine. That's like how they spell A&W. So the A&B Native American Cuisine. I got this person riding on my ass. I got hell of insurance on my car. I don't know about you, but yeah, it's there's certain things once it starts picking up, I want to start making. I made the birria Indian tacos on like a slider fry bread, and I was slanging those for $7 a piece, and no complaints. Had the cilantro, had the cheese. It was delicious. It was my first time making it, and it came out sweet. I was like, man, dude. And then people are uh, really enjoying these fried bread desserts. The Sharon strawberry shortcake dessert is on top of fried bread, powdered sugar, strawberry puree, strawberries, whipped cream. Yeah, thank you, Karma. Appreciate it. Yeah, so it's uh it's pretty cool. I'm excited about it, and I'm definitely gonna start traveling. Like I said, I was going to. Um, it's gonna be at the end of summer. I definitely have to do it while the kids are out of school, so I can definitely go take a couple of them with me. That want to try to make some money along the way, have some fun, go to California, go hang out. You know, some people may have had a falling out with me, and that's fine too. You know, some people just don't like the boy Lucky Loco, and that's fine too. You know, but they have my phone number. They can call me anytime. But my phone stays silent. So can't be that much of a problem. So yeah, no, I'm cruising through the city of Yakima. I'm getting a lot of like recognition. It's pretty cool out here. It's funny. My kids are like how come everyone keeps looking at us? It's because of the AMV stickers. They forget that they're on there. Like people, I caught somebody taking a picture of me in the car, and they're like all waving at me. I was like, man, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool getting the recognition, man. August 22nd will be the 4th year. Yeah, nah, I know. It is what it is. I trip. But I don't feed into the drama. I'm not gonna ignite no drama where there shouldn't be. And then if there's a falling out, there's a falling out. I'm not too concerned about it. There's the path I'm on, man. Not everybody's gonna agree or support. Um, but it's a better path than I was living before. You know, um, I made a post about no matter where I worked at, I was never able to get. I was never able to make the lead position, supervisor. Some businesses wouldn't even put me on a cashier, and my offenses were drug possession and drug sales. A uh, couple like misdemeanor, actually quite a few misdemeanors when I was a kid. It was always like fighting, and it was I was a wild kid, and but the major ones were drug possession and they dropped the sales, and I was back in like 2003. I went to prison for that, and you still have to pay for your pass. Like you still have, like, no matter what it is that you do, if you go try to get an apartment, they do a background check, and they're like, oh well, if we let you in here, we're gonna have to let um um S offenders, uh S assault offenders live here too. And I was just like, man, you shouldn't, it's like, man, I did my time. uh but I think it's time to hire a lawyer and get my stuff expunged. I mean, I'm going to be doing A and B till I can get, like I said, fake it till you make it. But I'm not faking nothing. I'm out here, I'm learning as I go. Nobody's mentored me. Nobody's um, given me goal or giving me advice. Nobody's, not too many people are willing to share their success story, or the do's and don'ts. But I ask them. If closed mouths don't get fed either. I'm not going to sit there and wait for somebody to tell me. There's other entrepreneurs, I talk to. Um, like, what are the do's and don'ts? What is it that's going to give me, you know? And it's always being punctual, always having fresh food. Um, I'm at that point where like I said, my food's getting out there and it's making a lot of waves. I mean, I am super excited. There's so much support here in the city of Yakima, and I think it's at that point where I have to save up to, because right now it's like I get stuff to, like when I sell out, like say for instance, I sold out yesterday. It's to go buy groceries for the house, to go pay for to get this stuff going. And it's so what so tomorrow I'm gonna be stocked up. It's Friday, it's payday. I'm gonna be there from I'm gonna try to no, I'm not gonna try. I am going to get there before 11 o'clock and start hustling because I'm missing out on the lunch rush, and then I'm only dependent on the dinner rush. But it's hard. Like I said, when you're by yourself and you're getting all this equipment off, you have to go out there and go shopping. It's tedious. It's time consuming. It's mentally straining, and and for somebody like me who overthinks stuff, and it's weird. It's a weird habit that I have, but I do overthink stuff. No, and I overanalyze things. I always think about, like, okay, if I do this, I think about the repercussions of, like, my actions. Like, if I get this and it doesn't sell, if I get this and it sells, I have to get more. And I always overthink my actions, and I think that's helps me a lot. And it's definitely no. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Karma. And it's like I said, it's a tedious man. It's hard, but if it was easy, I guess everybody else would be doing it too. But I'm staying with it, and I have to. There's a lot of support, like even on the YouTube channels, the world. I mean, you guys helped me through some stuff. Shadow Pit, Rich DM, just all these different people that helped when we were living at my restaurant. That was a really bad time with the economy, and bad timing of we were staying on the reservation at the housing thing. One little hot UA for marijuana, and we got kicked out. Like but there's more to it. There's because now even putting it in to get my vendor's license, which I do have. I have my ID right here to sell at the casino at the Legends Casino here, and the security guard that don't like me that marijuana is a hardcore drug and all this. Man, miss me with all that, man. I think what's making people turn into zombies and these kids that are dying is way worse than anything. The alcohol, even. I'm alcohol free. 617 days alcohol free. Like, even the alcohol I used to drink is way worse than, a little bit of Pagey. And it's not like I smoke. When you got PSD or whatever it is that you got, man, it really, really helps. I loves it. I appreciate you. And it's, yeah, um, I was like, man, just because I used to work here, and, and I will, and if I wasn't doing this, I'd still be working there at the Forest Products. Nothing wrong with the job, great benefits. I knew I was never ever gonna surpass my minimum wage pay. Like, who, if you're working somewhere and you show up every day, you're doing what you're supposed to do and doing more than what other people doing, you expect some type of reward. Like, man, you make supervisor. You've been here 4 years. Let's get you in a position of power. Let's get you, more responsibilities. Let's get your pay up. And I was never going to get my pay up. I was never going to be able to become lead or supervisor or anything like that. Because I was like, man, hey, look, at other jobs, um, I couldn't make these positions. And then I applied to move to a different job, and they hired me. And then they were like, no, you got to stay where you're at because you got a criminal past. and it was a machine attendant. It was like bringing money to. It was no different than the cashier job that I had at the casino. It was. They're like, nope, you can't do it because of the. All right, Shadow Pit, I appreciate you, brother. And it was like, I was never gonna make it, and then I was like, okay, now I'm gonna start. I gotta do something different. And that's when I started putting half of my paycheck away and was buying stuff off of Amazon Prime, the stuff I needed for a food tent, and just kept going. Like as we were eating ramens, hot dogs, just hamburger and macaroni, mac and cheese, spaghetti. It was like the real struggle. I mean, there's certain like the kids were eating. Um, they didn't care. That's their best. Um, that's their best favorite meals is spaghetti, mac and cheese, hot dogs. You know, they didn't care. Um, wasn't going out to dinner. Wasn't going out for fast food. Wasn't going out for Red Bulls. Wasn't going out for coffee. I was just on a mission to start A&B Native American cuisine, and that's exactly what happened. Like there was when you have the goals and you're on it, you have to stay focused. Like even right now, like it's nice to have a pocket full of money, but then you also got to pay your taxes. You got to pay for gas to get to the location. You got to pay the propane. So then that that wad of money or that money in your bank account looks plentiful, but then you got to go back and keep getting your things and repeat. There's always that situation to where you got to keep feeding your machine. Like you're not going to starve it out by spending all your money, your profits, and it's now just starting to accumulate. Now I can start doing business with people. Now I can start getting the stuff I need. But it's when I'm dead broke and don't have anything, then I can't do anything. It's like that's it's starting to pick up, starting to do the thing. But yeah, I got my Indian taco sign. I still haven't hung up. Let me see. I got my hinge trays right here. Got my sign right here. Got my sign, my cash register. Got some equipment in the back. Oh shit! I got my generator in the back. I shouldn't even. I'm on this side of the Walmart, so I'm hoping that. Lucky, I mean Smokey. What's going on, brother? What's up? We even got Flacco up in here. What's cracking? Yeah, so it's just talking about how I started out with the fake it till you make it to in the sales positions. That's what the sales was like, hey, fake it till you make it, act like you know what you're talking about. And my first year with T-Mobile, that's I did. Like I didn't know what the hell was going on. And then also with the sales, they told me that too with the Pitney Bowes. I used to sell postage meters for Pitney Bowes. Had no clue what a postage meter was. They just put me on the phones and automated dial, and they had me automatically calling businesses and, hey, can I speak to this person? And sometimes it was, oh, my dad passed away. Take me off here. I'm like, okay. Then you hit the little thing like, hey, do not call back. But it's an automated thing. Or you should record and drop. Man, you've been coming out with some bangers. I was just listening to uh, one of your recent ones. The cause and effects of the YouTube world, like the ups and downs. Because I know you, man. I've been rocking with you, Flacco, for a long time, man. And I know I've seen the ups, the downs. I've seen the lows. Seen the uh, seen when there was like when you when you guys were all as one, the big old community, man. It was fun. Then after a while, it just stopped being fun. Like it was like a lot of drama and a lot of um, yeah, just ups and downs. Oh, I seen that Smokey, man. That one, that last one was, man, that was pretty cool. I really liked that one. That was pretty. Let's see. If anybody wants to jump on, jump on. I got like 10 more minutes till I got to go have some lunch with the lady. Come to her work to come see. Flacco, jump on. Smokey. Yeah, he does. Like it's him, you, Lou. Like if you want to get some real stories, you want to get some real. He said I would, but I just got up. Man, I wanted to sleep in too. Then I forgot. My lady took off to work at like 5 in the morning. Then my son came in. He was like, Dad, it's 7:40. I was like, oh man, jumped up and took a shower real quick and took him to school. He was like, man, I just want to. I was like, I wanted to sleep in. I was like, I stayed up watching the YouTube. I showed my lady that the the diss track. She was laughing because you know my lady watches YouTube with me, and she usually watches like all the drama, and she was just like she sees all of it. She's like, man, you guys are a bunch of idiots. Oh man, yeah, yeah, that's 5 in the morning, man. She gets off early, comes back, chills. Then that's why I don't ever ask her to come help me because she's tired. She does her thing. She works her hours. And like I said, I'm starting to get used to it. And now I'm gonna start hitting. I got my anytime fitness thing right here. I need to start hitting that gym, man. I need to start getting my cardio. I need to get everything back up, man. But I noticed I've dropped 10 pounds since I started doing the pop up. Oh dang! Did the repo man come get it? Yeah, for sure. Because it was like attacked on all ends. Like there was like a whole crew of people that was attacking Flacco, and that was just I don't have a voice like how EBK. I don't know the California politics or anything like that. I inboxed him. Was like, man, keep your head up. This is your year. Don't let them get to you. And like you said, it's easier said than done when they're on the sidelines watching somebody get attacked and videos made on trolled. It was, man, it was uncalled for. It was, but all that karma, bro, is going right back to where that same energy you put out, man. That's why I don't like it, man, because that same energy you put out, it comes back. Like you go out there and just like when we used to live that gang life, man, you put that energy out there, it comes right back at you. All the crimes you thought you got away with comes back at you, man. And it's you know, it's that's why I don't like messing with karma, man. That's a big thing. You know, it sounds messed up, but yeah, I learned that when I got shot up. There's when you flatline 12 times, you know, kind of kind of when you get saved, because when you take your last breath, the first time I took my last breath and I knew I was dying, and I was tried. I watched friends pass away when they freak out when they get shot and bleed out. And I noticed that. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to stay calm. I'm not gonna scream around, even though I wanted to. But it was, uh you know, it was, and when you do take your last breath, you're not thinking about like, oh, this person. I'm mad at this person. You think the one I only thought of was my son. That's all I had at that time was my son Andy. And so I was like, man, I felt so bad for him because his mom just passed away from a heroin overdose. Like, what was it? Like maybe like 9 months before that, maybe. Yeah, about 9 months before that. And then I get shot down, and I was like, man, this is gonna break my son's heart. This is gonna break. That's all I could think about. And I was taking my last breath. I was just like, man. And then it was just like, and when I did take my last breath, and then I was leaving, it was I don't know. It was a trip, man. But it's after coming back and surviving that, I was like, man, I got to do something other than what I'm doing now. This is, just like you said, it's not fun when the rabbit has a gun. And it's karma. All the stuff you put out there, all the stuff you put out there, it comes back. Like it doesn't matter. You think you're getting away with making fake accounts and trolling and all this other stuff, and it comes back, man. All the horrible stuff and disrespectful stuff people post, and it's just like, man, we're grown men, that been through the system, that been through all this stuff, and to make a fake account and just start trolling people, it's to me that's weird. You know what I mean? It's all good karma. It's been a long time since since that's happened, but it's tragedies and stuff like that. Um, mold you to the person that you have to become. Because my whole life I've been doing stuff that I've wanted to do, and it got me nowhere quick. You know, I didn't want to. I don't know. I didn't want responsibilities. I didn't want all this stuff. Baby girl Wendy, what's going on, man? How you been? Are you on Instagram? Did your Instagram get hacked? Yeah, it definitely did. They tried demolishing. But for anyone that's been rocking since day one, I ain't gonna lie, I started watching um Savage first, then I caught on to Gunner, and then, was a huge fan, and then, started watching Convict's Perspective, then that's what led me to Boxer's channel and all these other channels too. And after, just watching the hype of the fight and, all the stories of going behind the handball court and it just sounded like, he was like, man, I'll punch this dude out. I'm gonna punch that dude up. I'd F this dude up and I'll F that dude up. And then watching a boxing match, and I was just like, whoa, whoa. And then it was just like, okay, and then I paid for a pay-per-view fight. And I was sitting there with my family, and there's nothing popped on. And I was like, okay, there was no explanation, there was no anything, and that's when I really started catching on. And then still supported, still watched, and then once you hear, because I'll listen to a story, and you hear something switch up, a different type, the story will come up different, and I was just like, okay, well, and then it just kept coming up different. I was like, man, how many times I got to hear the story about this, because all these different channels that person had to build. And then, for somebody that's spent over $1,000 in super chats, you know what I mean? I can say, I was just like, all right, I'm not watching. I'm not going in the chats no more. And, you know, and once they started noticing that, and whenever I pop in, I just want to feel the temperature of the water, and I'll say, hey, what's up? And yeah, yeah, I remember that. But yeah, that's I didn't because to be honest, dude, I only watched YouTube for like Ice Cube videos, Easy E videos, just um all these different like rap songs I haven't listened to in a long time, and then just these like different things were popping up. First was like Savage Studio was talking about what was it again? Something about prison, and I was like, well, I've been to prison. I'm gonna go check this out. Wasn't in California prison. I was like, well, I'm gonna check this out, and it was then it led into different channels and different subjects, and then it was just like, okay, cool, man. And then it was like I didn't know people could do that. I didn't know people could. I thought YouTube was just for music. To be honest, I didn't know people can build their own channels. People could upload videos, and I uploaded one video of when I got shot because I was watching because I wanted to see what other people were saying about their near death experiences, and none of them I could relate to. None of them that sounded like really like fake. Like people are like, I don't know. I guess each his own to what they've seen when they pass away, when their heart stops. Um, and that's when I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna see what I can do. And I was like, oh, look, I uploaded a video. That was it. And then started with, like I said, I used to just watch Ice Cube videos, UGK, just all this stuff. And this is before like Spotify and all this other, um, and that's when you can like download the video. I used to watch YouTube. Yeah, I remember that too. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, YouTube was fun. I mean, the whole panel, like Fartbox, the whole, and then just egos, and just it was crazy. Just it's crazy to watch the whole ship fall. Like it was like the separation. Yeah, yeah. I don't think. Yeah, I think that's about the same time when I stopped watching too. I mean, I have nothing against the guy, but I don't know. I remember watching and hearing all these like war stories of scalping people, and I got in a fist fight, and I really effed this dude up real bad, and I got 2 years added to my sentence, and there was no weapon involved. It was just fist fight, it was fist, feet, and it was yeah. I really messed that dude up. I didn't know his name until you pressed charges on me, and he was he he was at a house party. I threw a house party. This is when we were young kids. We threw a house party, and dude was there, and he was walking through acting like all badass and stuff, and then it pops off because I'm not. That's when I'm not from that area, and it popped off, and we start getting into it with these people, and the fight breaks out, and he leaves, and then he comes back with a gun and starts shooting at me inside my house, and I run away, go in my room. All I had was a 45 that was empty. That sucked. I had a 45 and a samurai sword, and I came out all the way with the samurai sword. and dude, like, just shooting everywhere, hitting the wall, hitting stuff behind me, and I thought I got tagged because I didn't know. So I came out and he took off running, and his buddies started shooting my house. But I remember his face. I didn't call the cops or anything. I covered it, covered up did all the damage, covered up everything on there, and then there was so I'm in county jail, and I catch, and they're like head count, and then and my cellie was like, hey man, his head count, get up. So I get up, and I I look over and I see him, and I see him, and he has this look on his face like, oh shit. And right after head count, I just went in that room and didn't say nothing and just beat the brakes off him bad. Like it was he screaming, crying, and he pissed his pants, he shit his pants, and it was just then I got 2 years added on top of whatever I was doing. So, and then I see him in prison. So I see him sitting with the car, seen him sitting with but yeah, when I was like, man, that was just a fist fight. That's where I was going with that. I was like, man, that was just a fist fight, let alone using a weapon, tearing somebody's scalp off, and all this other stuff. So it was just like, something ain't adding up, something ain't right. But that's the reason why I stopped. Nothing against him, you know. Just like I said, karma is coming around, and sucks seeing all this stuff going on, and sides are taken, and it is what it is. I appreciate you guys, man. I'm here. My lady's calling for me to go have lunch with her inside her job, so I'm gonna head in. I appreciate you guys tapping in. I'll inbox you later, Flacco, and oh, let's see, who's that? What up? What's cracking?
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. Just over here having about to have lunch with my lady.
Let me close this up. Yeah, cool. That's sweet. Hello?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all cutting out. Like we're almost sporting the same colors.
How you doing?
Oh man, I'm busy. I'm tired. Yesterday I went to the Weedco and set up, and the wind took over my business, bro. It sucked. Like it took a long time to cook everything, but I sold out. Like,
oh, did you?
Yeah, it was nuts. I sold out, and then I asked him if I could come back tomorrow, because I planned on staying there till like 11, bro. And I was there for like an hour and sold out. And I was just like, man, let me come back tomorrow. So it was pretty cool.
What's up, man?
What about you, man? I see your videos, man. It's pretty cool.
Sometimes if you have to
yeah, for sure. All right, man. Well, if you're, what are you gonna do later? I'll give you a call later.
I'm gonna go now.
All right. So my lady's texting right now. She's like, "Where are you? I want to go eat." All right, Flacco. You take care, man.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too.